Today we're gonna make paleo pumpkin protein bread. I know it's the middle of summer and maybe you're not ready for pumpkin yet, but I needed to use up a can I had left over from last fall before it expired, and I actually was craving pumpkin today, so it worked out really well. You're gonna start by preheating your oven to 350 degrees, and I have my iced spiced coffee to accompany me today. I made this on my last video, so you might want to check it out. So all you're gonna need is a bowl for this, which is really great. We're just gonna put all of the ingredients into here, and we're using protein powder today. So I was in the store at Sprouts and I saw they had a coconut protein blend, which is with coconut protein, pumpkin protein, and pea protein, which would work really great here. And it wasn't sweetened. So whatever protein powder you have and you use it. It would probably be okay if it was vanilla flavored. I'm using an unflavored, unsweetened protein powder. And try to avoid soy just because it's genetically modified in a bad way. So we're gonna start with 1 3/4 cups almond flour, and then the other 1/4 cup will be the protein powder, which is typically a scoop, but you might want to measure that out. Into the bowl goes 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon pumpkin pie spice, a 1/4 teaspoon pink Himalayan sea salt. This is vegan, so almost anybody can eat it. So we're gonna use flaxseed for the eggs, 2 tablespoons of flaxseed. So now we have the dry ingredients and we're gonna mix it up so it's all incorporated. And then we're gonna make a well in the center of the dry ingredients. Okay, so a well is just kind of like a hole in the center. When you replace an egg with flaxseed, you need to add some water because eggs are runny. So we're gonna add 4 tablespoons of water and a 1/2 cup of pumpkin. So I know we're only using a 1/2 cup of this can, but you can make a double batch. In my cookbook, Change Made Easy, I do have a few pumpkin recipes in there, but maybe you wanna wait till the fall. All right, so I have my 1/2 cup of pumpkin. It's going into the center of my bowl. For the sweetener, you could add a couple of dates, but I wanted to keep this just one bowl and not have to mix a food processor or anything, so use a good honey. And I'm going to add 2 heaping tablespoons of honey, and it's gonna just be barely sweet. Bob Harper from The Biggest Loser says, if you continue to eat sweet, you're gonna crave sweet. So when you learn how to wean off and change your palate, when you eat something that's normally sweetened with sugar, you're like, whoa, that is way too sweet. And you can't even eat as much as you normally would have before you changed your palate. So I'm just going to keep this just barely sweet, and it's actually good enough. Okay, so 2 heaping tablespoons of a good honey. And now we just mix it up. So I have a well with all the wet ingredients, so you're just gonna try to bring the wet into the dry and mix it up that way. When it's all incorporated out, we're going to grease a loaf pan, and I would use a avocado oil spray or coconut oil. So the dough is not runny, and I'm gonna pour it into my grease pan. I'm gonna cover the loaf pan in tin foil and then put it in the oven for about 40 minutes. Here it is, looking good. Here's a slice of my paleo pumpkin protein bread, and I like to top it off with a little vegan butter. It's not necessary, but I like to do that. And if you're not ready to go just barely sweet yet, go ahead and drizzle a little extra honey over the top. That's the way I serve this to my husband. Enjoy!